Welcome to another video. Today we're gonna talk about tithing and should a Christian tithe and how much.
Welcome to our channel. We are the Christ fam. Well, I mean, you're also part of the Christ fam, but whatever. This is at least the Christ fam YouTube channel hosted by none other than us. So, let's get started.
Before we start, please hit the subscribe button, then we're gonna see you again. Many Christians struggle with the issue of tithing. In some churches, giving is overemphasized, and at the same time, many Christians refuse to submit to the biblical exhortations about making offerings to the Lord. Tithing or giving is intended to be joy and a blessing. Sadly, that is sometimes not the case in churches today. Tithing is an Old Testament concept. The tithe was a requirement of the law in which the Israelites were to give 10% of the crops they grew and the livestock they raised to the temple. Leviticus 27:30 and Numbers 18:26. In fact, the Old Testament law required multiple tithings. One for the use of the temple and the feasts, and one for the poor of the land, which would have to push the total around 23%. I'm getting cold. Hi. Auf WhatsApp oder auf E-Mail? Some understand the Old Testament tithe as a method of taxation to provide for the needs and the priests and the Levites in the system. After the death of Jesus Christ fulfilled the law, and the New Testament now here commands or even recommands that Christians tithe to the legistic tithe system. The New Testament now here designates a percentage of income a person should set aside, but only says gifts should be in keeping with income. 1 Corinthians 16:2. Some in the Christian church have taken the 10% figure from the Old Testament tithe and applied it as recommended minimum for Christians to give. The New Testament talks about the importance and benefits of giving. We are to give as we are able. Sometimes that means giving more than 10%, sometimes that might be less than 10%. It all depends on the ability of a Christian and the needs for the body of Christ. Every Christian should diligently pray and seek God's wisdom in the matter of participating in tithing and or how much to give. James 1:5. Above all tithings and offerings should be given with pure motivations and the attribute of worshiping God and serve the body of Christ. In 2 Corinthians 9:7 there it's written, each man should give what he has decided in his heart to give. Thanks for watching this video. We're glad you're here and I hope you know something new from us, the German guys from the Christ fam. If you subscribed, we will see you again.